Hello, and welcome again back to another episode of the Aerial Outsider podcast. I'm your host, Kyle, where we talk about drones, NASCAR, basketball, and football. This episode is brought to you by Netzel Air Drone Services LLC, an Omaha-based drone service company that specializes in thermal imaging, real estate, events, and construction monitoring. So I wanted to hop on today and talk about the Daytona race on Saturday night. So let's get into it right away. Points, Alex Bowman makes it in on points, as well as Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick really was safe all the time with the points, even though he did wreck early on in the race. He nosed into the inside wall, and on the Actions Detrimental podcast, Denny Hamlin, the owner of the 45, he said nosing into the wall is one of the better things you can do with this car. So he nosed into the wall early on in the race, damaged his car, so he was able to, I guess, hide in the draft, from Denny's words, to keep up with the pack. So he kept up, but he was never going to win anyways since he wrecked. And then Alex Bowman, he wrecked early on as well. He was caught up in the Bubba Wallace, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano incident, where Bubba Wallace thought he was clear, but then he kind of came down, and Joey Logano was basically the meat in the sandwich at that point, where Bubba Wallace and Kyle Busch kissed noses, and then they ended up wrecking half the field then, and Bubba Wallace came back up, and that's where Austin Cindric got clobbered. He got clobbered. His car was destroyed. And so basically during that, Alex Bowman got wrecked as well, which is not good for his cause. So Alex Bowman he was out of the race at that point, but he had to stand around a while, watch the race like the rest of us, and basically sweat it out to see who would win, to see if he would get into the points or into the playoffs on points, or if there would be a new winner. So Larson, ends up winning stage 1. Chastain ends up winning stage 2. But yeah, very exciting racing all throughout the race after watching the highlights, even watching a full race recap with Kyle Larson. And then you get to the finish. Ryan Blaney ends up winning for the second time this year, and he wins in a wild finish, a 4-wide finish. When's the last time we've seen a 4-wide finish? I don't think we've seen one since I've been watching. A 4-wide finish at least. I've seen closer finishes, but never 4-wide. 4 or 5 of the top 6 would have been first-time winners, which would have knocked Alex Bowman out of the playoffs. But with Blaney winning, that means Alex Bowman is in on points. He had a 60-point lead, so even if Ryan Preece did get max points, 61 points, that's the only way he would have outpointed Alex Bowman to get into the playoffs. So that means now RFK Racing, between Preece, Buescher, and Keselowski, they are shut out of the playoffs again for the second. Well, no, it would have been second straight year. To be honest, I thought RFK was on an up and rising position here, but I guess not. They got shut out of the playoffs. They're winless already. Still winless this year, and I would have expected more. They seem to be really good this year. Preece, for all the opportunities he's had, he's making the most of this opportunity here with RFK Racing. And I think he will win maybe this year. They could shake up the points here in the next 10 weeks. They could win a race or two and then have the points shuffle back and forth. But honestly, I don't know. RFK Racing, they've kind of plateaued right now. We'll see if they're able to make the playoffs next year. But right now, I guess they're concentrating more on Daytona getting wins before the end of the season. So we'll see how that goes. And where Priest finished, I know during the closing laps, I reviewed a in-car cam for Kyle Larson. When they came to 2 to go, Larson and Elliott and Byron all dumped Priest into the middle where he just dropped like a rock. So basically, they got him out of there, so he wasn't going to make the playoffs after that. And then, like I said, 4-wide finish. So that was an exciting finish, and Ryan Blaney ends up winning. And in other news here coming out this week before the race at Daytona, Connor Zilisch, the driver of the number 88 Junior Motorsports car, he will move to Cup next year for 2026. Daniel Suarez is out. So Daniel Suarez, he ironically and unfortunately finished second this race, so he's out in the 99. So hopefully maybe he gets a few more opportunities here later this year, but otherwise he is out of the 99. They haven't assigned Connor Zilisch a number yet, so I'm wondering if he'll go to drive the 88 and maybe SVG will transfer to the 91 or 99. I don't know. We will see what happens with the numbers. And then for those of you who want a new OEM in NASCAR, Dodge is coming back to the Craftsman Truck Series racing with Colleague Racing. So Colleague Racing shares a shop with RCR. They have a cup team or 2 cup teams and 3 Xfinity Series teams, but they will be the flagship team for Dodge in 2026. So that means in the truck series, there'll be 4 manufacturers again. And Dodge, this is the first time Dodge has been in a NASCAR event since 2012, since exiting the every national touring series in NASCAR since 2012. So this is a interesting deal that they have going on. There will be 5 full-time trucks, and from watching the reviews online from, say, Brake Hard and even Outside of the Groove, those guys have said that maybe 2 or 3 of them will go for the points, and then all the rest, all 5 will go for owners' championship points. But we'll see who all gets to drive those and who's announced to drive. I heard on the grapevine that Corey LaJoie might be in line for one of those trucks. We will see. That remains to be seen. But yeah, that's excellent news to get Dodge back, and hopefully in 2027, maybe they might go into the Xfinity Series or even the Cup Series, but that yet remains to be seen. So like Brake said, if you're looking for a job in NASCAR, this might be an opportunity, because Colleague Racing is looking to hire at least 50 plus employees and 5 race teams. That's a lot of work to get done before February, because 10 more weeks and we have our NASCAR champions, and then February is basically right around the corner in the next 2 to 3 months. So a lot has to go on to get Dodge back into NASCAR by 2026, but they will end up making it work, and we will see how Dodge does for their first year back since 2012, not 2012. But yeah, we will see how that works out, but wanted to share that extra news too, because those are some major moves going on. And of course, we will see what happens in 2026, because Alex Bowman and Kyle Busch are also in contract years, and we will see how that works out for them. And we will see if Kyle Busch stays with RCR and how much Ally and Hendrick Motorsports really like Alex Bowman. He is the only one without a win. He's on a 3-year winless streak for Alex Bowman, currently at Hendrick, and it remains to be seen if they extend him past 2026, but we will see. Anyways, thought I'd give my Daytona recap and some extra NASCAR news in there, but we will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Oh, and also like and follow the Facebook page, Aerial Outsider Podcast. That's the Facebook page. Thank you so much for the support, and see you in the next one.